Because that time, you what was not supposed to handle it. And anybody not born in the city state, including them, they are called Metis. They are called what? Metis, METICS. It means all men are also will meet and take decisions about the affairs of their system. In the section of that, really, Metis and slaves. You realize that in Confucius, that's what we call direct democracy. Direct democracy. One Kagame, over 30 million, can be where we live. Where? So we are now at what we call representative democracy in all its forms. So we look at it very well. We are saying the key feature of democracy is the system that the authority of the state not only drives from the public, but ultimately rests in the public in one way, in one fashion or another. But let me also be clear, democracy is implementing us. We have been elected. When President Buhari was speaking, I said, we were gathered ourselves long before the white man came in. As we shall see, in modern times, we confine our chiefs. Other people will confine them. And we think that local government will take care of it. Where are we now? So democracy is implementing us. And let's take it from there. Now let's go to the next slide. Now what is democratic governance? Democratic governance. So please, if you go home, be reflecting that democracy means the rule of the people. The rule of the people. Beyond participating elections. And this one will be it. Now, he said that when we talk about democratic governance, a system of government where state institutions, please, when the state institutions, all institutions, whether public or state, where in line with democratic principle for public good, and let me explain public. Those of you who read the philosophy or classical philosophy, and they will tell you that according to John Stuart Mill, when we talk about public, it's a collection of few wise and many foolish individuals, or both. Public, a collection of few wise and many foolish individuals. So whenever you find yourself in public, see yourself as one of the wise. The rest are what? Foolish. But he said this in the context. It was a very way not to feel. Don't you are good for maybe you have to employment. And you still don't put the beginning to read. Me and the woman. I want to don't see yourself as just one of the wise. The rest are very foolish individuals. Just encourage to me. The problem we are made, all of us, for the good of God, all of us, we have to benefit out of it. Now let's look at principle of democratic governance. Rule of law. So now the question that is rule of law working in Africa? Now somebody may steal $10 million and they be giving them 15 years. Another citizen is hungry. Will go to somebody's farm and just think cassava that you go and buy for you. The person is giving 25 years. Is that rule of law? And when we talk of rule of law, it should be equitable. It should not favor somebody and leave the rest. So that's one of the principles. I am not to tell you whether in Ghana, in Africa, in the rest. You have to be able to think. Rule of law means make sure that the law is interpreted and applied equally. Is that what is happening in Africa? I'm not saying zero words. You're thinking. Accountability is key when we talk about democratic governance. You have been given the opportunity to do. You must account the people. But why are people run away from accountability? So in what government, we expect that if you are giving a mandate to govern what the mandate is, you must be accountable to the people who are giving the mandate. In your actions or inactions, you must show transparency. We know exactly what you are doing. Is that the case? In Ghana, we are doing our best that you can go to any public institution and ask information that you need. We may ask you, are we getting it? Yes or no, I don't know, I don't have the answers. But we are saying that when we talk about modern democracy, transparency, accountability, unity, these are key principles that we have actually see. Citizen participation. I can tell you that in the whole of Africa, participation is good. Nobody will stop you from going to vote. Now, after voting, go and see. And allow it to govern for the next 50 years. You have no say. And then after voting, even if you want to see your MP or your president, you have to cross so many rivers before you get there. It's normal in not mean, sometimes people explain inclusion to me, women should be part. If I they must be part. But inclusion also means not appointing people who cannot spell their names in key institutions. That's why we have corruption and we have weak state institutions. For example, if it is known that maybe because Ajatun is very good in the temperature tendency issue, and when a minister of in terms of tendency, there's someone look at me and say, is it one of us? You know, where's this already? But even people have known that this man can do the job. But nobody will give it to you because they feel you don't belong here. Some of us, oh, you can bring, but the last time I listened to a radio station, Dr. Mochi said this, therefore don't bring you. Why does we expect? We have come people to question that they are over here. And what we see is being institution, and that's the beginning of corruption. Then we have free and fair periodic elections. We know that the whole of Africa, if I say the whole of Africa, at least minimally, we have free elections. But sometimes we can't guarantee whether it is fair. You can wear a vote, but whether your vote will not be found in somebody's farm or not counted. In Africa, you can free something like free, but in the fair that we can guarantee. Multi-partism. This is where we have a problem as a continent. America, they have 55 political parties across the smaller states. But have you ever seen maybe 5 contested elections? It's either the Democratic Party or the Republican. And the Republican, their name is also called bomb. What is bomb? When they use Republican, they use the word bomb. That means ground rule party. Ground rule party. 55. But when it comes to national elections, you get 2. We did sustaining in 2010 in Sub-Saharan Africa, and it was so started. Cameroon alone had 250 political parties. Madagascar and Senegal, they were having 150 political parties. Nigeria had over 100 political parties. But Ghana had about over 80. As I speak in 2010, we sustaining, it was the issue. And democracy itself creates factions. Once you begin to create political parties, you also create factions. You are bringing more of it. In Ghana and elsewhere, people have divorced their wives not because they committed a crime, just because you belong to this political party and I belong to that political party. Go home. People have been denied jobs, not because they're not competent, but because they just feel like they don't belong here. And what are we? So multiparty is good. But in Ghana, I hope tomorrow my name will not be in the media. We all know since 1992, we are going for election. It's either NDC for one, MP. But yet we are told that we should not say we are 2 parties. We won't say that. But deep in our hearts, you go to polls, you either have NDC or MPP. So those who are fragmented, you meet out compromise. Why are you a part of fraternity? Green. Corruption. And what are we? So look at the advanced states, Britain, the rest. You don't have 20, 30 political parties for national elections. It means what it tells us that in modern democracy, we should not inherit who, lie, and sinker. That they say what the parties and therefore will take it. Does it reflect your political setting? Does it reflect your values? Does it reflect our beliefs? And as a senator, I will indicate that we have democracy in Africa, if you want to grow. Now, quickly, why party democratic governance for African development? We are told that once the party liberal democracy is equal to development, the question is, have we developed? Have we developed after practicing since 1982? So countries in Africa, what the state is, have we developed? I don't have answers, but I'm just asking you to give the thing. If liberal democracy is linked to development, are we developing or have we developed? Now we say that whatever it is, it has come to stay. We are saying that development will only take place when there is political stability. You and I, let's ask, do you have political stability across Africa? And how do we develop when we don't have political stability? So we have to strive to have political stability as the basic critique of development. Responsive public service delivery. We are told that when you party democracy and party whether they will give it to you, whatever you do it, that's what we call responsive, whatever. But I know over the years, in Africa, including Ghana, governments are taking steps to make sure that they use e-government. In other words, you don't need to travel to Accra and go out for a passport. But anytime the thing is in place, the next time we make up the thing is what? The question of who have made us president want to see human beings physically, so that you can ask for expedited and good West Africa. Let's think of it that if we practice modern democracy very, very well, our government will be responsible for this. Peace and security. There's no country that will evolve when there's no peace and security. As an individual, you should be able to walk from here to anywhere without being shot or fear that someone will come in. Is that the case? But peace, we have two types of peace. We have positive peace and negative peace. If there's pressure on you, that way you will kill you. Will you speak? Will you speak? And is it peace? I will talk of positive peace when everybody or all of us can express our feelings without any information. So it's never been forward that when we practice modern democracy very, very well, it will lead to the problem. But the area of freedoms, we have freedom of speech, of the press, of the assembly, of religion, whatever, that want to practice democracy. These are the benefits that we get. Freedom of speech, of the press, of religion, of movement, of petition, of association, and of assembly. Now we have assemblies that government have not authorized. So these are some of the ways that when we practice, they are several, but we need to. Let's go to slide 6. I don't know whether the gentleman is able to follow me. Challenges facing democratic governance in Africa. In 5 years' time, I will put this question out to you. What challenges do we face? We are saying that corruption and weak institutions. Africa, that's our main disease. And I'll tell you where the enemy and the democracy, many scholars argue that democracy and corruption will flourish and the democracy. Even when you arrest a thief, red-handed carry money, you can't say it's a thief. They say alleged thief. You say, right. The person there before they say, people are not doing it. No, but when the